so I will not comment on that.
Yeah, that's my me time.
Budgeting.
Would be you.
Who's a better cook? But yeah, of course, I'm the one who decides. He is fond of certain expensive items. We were in our early 20s, but we were not earning that much. Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Arpita, the co-founder of Cashvisory. He's my husband.
I'm Ayush. I'm a cybersecurity professional.
We're going to give honest answers to questions about us and how money is managed in our relationship. So stay tuned as we take the questions one by one. Who makes coffee in the morning? That'll be him. So he's the coffee connoisseur, so definitely him, and he'll continue to make the coffees.
The next one is who manages household expenses?
That's him, and also me. So I think for most relationships, there needs to be contribution from both partners to manage household expenses. But one thing to note over here is that it can never be 50-50. Although you may feel that both partners should contribute 50-50. But what happens if one person is earning way more than the other person? So in that scenario, both partners should contribute proportionally. So you decide what your split is going to be. If it's 50-50, that's great, but even if it's not, take your pick, 90-10, 80-20, whatever works for you. Most importantly, the person who is earning more could take care of the big expenses such as the home rent or EMIs or car maintenance and the big bills, versus the person who is earning slightly lesser. They could take care of things like grocery bills, utility bills, etc. And even when it comes to leisure expenses, the person who is earning more could do the big trips and bookings for hotels and flights, which are on the expensive side. And the person who is not earning as much at that point, they can contribute in things like planning dates, movie nights. In that way, both of you will be able to contribute and support each other on day-to-day basis, as well as pamper each other in your own ways. So next question is, who is more prompt about paying bills? That'll be him, definitely, because he's the one at this point anyway. He takes care of most of the bills, but also he's very prompt when it comes to deadlines and timelines. So even if there's a check payment, he will actually remember to do it in time. I personally am not confident I can manage it that well. So what I do is I have put all my bills on standing instructions. So at the point of payment, it gets auto deducted from my bank account. So that's something that you guys can take away as well. If you are not sure that you'll remember the deadline, then please put it on auto deduction. And most importantly, pay your credit card bills in time so that you don't incur fees and charges.
Alright, the next question is whose credit card has bigger bills?
That'll be me.
That will be me.
Yeah.
And it's part of the job, so I can't help it. But
It's okay, no explanations required.
I make sure I pay the bills on time.
Yeah, that's the important part. Who is more likely to binge watch a TV series? That's him again.
That's me again.
Yeah.
I'm winning this game, guys.
I don't think there's a winning here, but who has the veto power on big ticket purchases? Yeah, that'll be me. So of course, since I'm the CFO of the family and he is the CTO, no, really.
Thanks. I'm happy to be the CTO.
So all the appliances and gadgets in the family, in our entire household, are under his supervision. And for me, I take care of the finances. So of course, when it comes to big ticket items, if it's honestly, if it's a gadget, then I don't think I have much of a say. If he has decided he wants to buy a very fancy gadget, I believe he'll go and buy it regardless. But yes, there's a lot of convincing that happens, and at the end of the day, I do have to give my final approval. The reason being that I have full visibility on our overall financial plan and what are the expected commitments coming in the next few months and next few years. So it's important to have my buy-in so that our financial plan does not get disrupted. Who is more likely to make impulse purchases? That'll be him. Again, so it's not necessary that if you have a financial plan and if you're financially responsible, you will not be impulsive with your purchases. I think it's a personality thing. He likes to go a little impulsive when it comes to buying, and he is not so much of a planner. But that just means that we have to plan smartly and leave that enough buffer for both of us to be able to make our buying decisions whenever we want to.
Right. The next one is who handles long-term investments? And that would definitely be her.
That'll be me. Of course, because I am the finance expert here. So one thing we have done is to make sure that we have invested for all our financial goals, and I have of course we have full visibility of what financial goals we are aiming for, and both of us have to be aligned onto that. But how to go about accumulating that amount for a financial goal. That's something that's my territory, and I took full responsibility of that. Okay, who started family's first investments? That'd be me again, of course. But interestingly, the conversation was started by him. So we started our first investments really early on. We were in our early 20s and super early in our careers as well. We were not earning that much. But yeah, the moment we built certain surplus and we had the basics, our emergency funds, the first thing we did was to get our insurance. We got our term insurance and health insurance, the basics covered. And that's when he started talking about, how we should plan for future and where we should put our money in. Should it be mutual funds? Should it be real estate? And all kinds of options. So yes, the conversation was started by him. So definitely he's also very inclined towards having a financial plan for the future. But in the end, together we decided that mutual funds suit us and our life stage best. And I still remember it was year-end bonus for us. That was, at that time for us a big chunk of money, which we put in mutual funds. And even until today, that mutual fund has not been touched. It's not liquidated. It's almost double the amount by now, and it's still going.
Next one is mine. Who's more interested in stocks?
That'll be him, interestingly. So although I'm the finance expert, actually he's the one who is more interested in stocks.
And I get to learn from people around me as well, because I do have a number of people who do investments in my circle. That gives me indicators for what are the stocks out there. Also, being in the tech industry also helps me to make sure that I can understand the basics of these companies, at least the fundamentals, not from the financial aspect of it, but at least from the foundational elements of the technology itself.
So yeah, who takes the final call on buying and selling a stock? That's me. So although all the information about the industry and sector comes from him, and that's very important for me, I do have very detailed discussions with him regarding our stock portfolio. But at the end of the day, the buying or selling decision stays with me, because I'm the one who knows how to read candlestick charts. And not him. However, having said that, we don't do active trading. We have always believed in long-term investment. So we have a stock portfolio that we have invested in for the long term. We whenever we want to add on any stock or take exits, I obviously take very comprehensive approach to that. So I do discuss with him on industry matters, on getting his inputs, and I obviously go into the foundation, the technical analysis as well, to make the final decision.
So I'll take the next one. Who likes eating out more?
Nabil, he's a foodie.
I love to try all different sorts of cuisines and make sure that I'm able to also kind of bring it back to home. So that brings us to our next question as well.
Yes, who is a better cook? That'll be him again. Because he's a foodie, he likes to recreate all the food that he loves eating outside at home as well. So he definitely started cooking earlier in life compared to me. I took it up much later. I like to eat home cooked food, so I just cook day-to-day meals. But for him, he likes to cook really elaborate stuff that he hosts people over.
Who's the biggest saver?
Yeah, that's me. I am a saver guy. So that's something that's a habit since very young, and that's really helped us get a head start in having enough surplus to have a proper, robust financial plan early on in life. Whether it's about having that emergency fund early on, having that surplus to start our insurance and investments, that's really helped me. So yeah, who likes to splurge more often? That will be me again. So yes, of course, he is fond of certain expensive items and he doesn't hold back, but that just means that we need to have a buffer, a leisure budget for ourselves, so that he can go ahead and pamper himself whenever he wants to.
And I know my limits, all thanks to you.
Yeah, he knows the limits, right? So credit card limit, guys, remember.
Yes, of course. All right. So the next one is who's better at finding deals or discounts?
That'll be him. So interestingly, even though he is more of a person who will go buy an expensive item, but that doesn't mean he's careless with money. He will hunt the entire world, the entire internet, to get the best deal available on that item before he makes that purchase. For me, it's too much of a hassle, and I would just not go ahead and buy. I would just not buy it, right? But if he wants to buy something, he will make sure that's the best deal available on this planet or even outside the planet. Yeah. Who takes the lead on budgeting?
That would be you.
But yeah, of course, I'm the one who decides, how much budget we have at a certain point. And of course, we don't do it on a daily basis at this point. But of course, when we first started earning, we had to do it on a daily, monthly basis as well. But for now, after having, various assets, we have to constantly make decisions on how we want to do asset allocation, how we want to expand our investment portfolio. So we do have a certain budget that is only for expenses, and the rest of the surplus actually goes into investment. So yes, in that manner, I take the lead on budgeting.
Who takes the lead on tracking investments?
That you know, again, of course. So clearly, I'm the finance geek here. But important part here is not about who tracks investments. It's about whether you track or not, and I think it's extremely important. Now, by tracking investments, I don't mean that you have to look at your charts or graphs every day. No one has the time or bandwidth for that. Even as a finance professional, for my own investment, I do not get that much time. So more importantly, you have to know that you are invested in the long term, and every once in a while, and you can decide your frequency. For us, it's more frequent. It's like either quarterly or sometimes 6 monthly. When you're starting off, 6 monthly could be too long a period. You would want to do it monthly or quarterly. That you want to look at your overall portfolio, how your investments are performing, which investments you want to continue, which investments you may want to curtail. That has truly helped us in taking our next steps into financial planning by having full visibility and also latest updates on our overall portfolio. Who takes longer to get ready? That's him. Yeah, I think that's him investing in himself. So I will not comment on that.
Yeah, that's my me time, guys.
Yeah.
So the next one is, who's more likely to donate to charity?
Yeah, that'd be it. So along with spending on himself, one thing very good about him is that he's very generous. So both of us are, we have our own ways where we do give back something to the community, not just in terms of money, but even in terms of services. But he is definitely the one who will be the first to donate and be moved by a certain cause or a story. So that'll be all, guys, for today. As we wrap up, I would just leave you with 3 very important takeaways. The first thing when it comes to couples finances is about combining finances. I'm sure you would have toyed with the idea at some point in your relationship. What I want to share is that combining our finances has really helped us achieve our financial goals sooner than later, I would say. And research has also showed that if you combine finances, then it leads to a more fulfilling relationship. It's not necessary to combine your finances fully right away. You can take your time, and of course, as you build the trust and as you enter certain life stages, for example, getting engaged, getting married, you can decide step by step how you want to combine. For married couples, you may want to have a joint account. Now, whether you put all your money in the joint account or you still want to maintain separate accounts along with it, completely up to your style. For couples who are not married, you can combine in ways like having a common card where you split your expenses or maintaining it on splitwise. But the important part here is that really planning for your financial goals together is something very special you can do as a couple, and especially when it comes to bigger financial goals like buying a house or a car. Planning for it individually will definitely take longer for you to achieve it, and if you do it as a couple, you might achieve it much earlier. Second important point would be tracking your finances. So regardless of which one person in a couple is more passionate about finance, I think there has to be someone who keeps a track of all the finances, and you do maintain a certain frequency at which you come back and look at it as a couple as well, right? So decide whether it's monthly, quarterly, 6 monthly for you, but do track your finances. And finally, I would just say sharing and awareness of financial information. I think that's a key aspect of being financially secure and having a financially secure future. There will always be one person in a couple that is more inclined towards finances or who is more of an expert, and it's completely fine for that person to be taking major financial decisions and for the other person to be relying on that person. But it's extremely important for both the partners to be aware of all the financial matters, at least on a high level. So for us, we will always be both aware of each other's, what are the bank accounts, insurance policies, investments, and everything.